Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel and my 140 LAFF series. Today we are back working through my toon tasks and cog suits to try and achieve reaching 140 LAFF this year. My current toon tasks are to get 6 more mega movers in field offices, defeat 3 boilers, and get a controlled chip and a prize joke from boilers. So I think you can see where I'm going with this. Our first thing to do today is a field office. I decided to do a 3-star and we got the group together, and our first gag tracks were Squirt, Tune Up and Lure, which wasn't really super ideal with only one attacking gag track. Obviously, there wasn't really any other strategy except for Lure and then Squirt, and at least we could tune each other up when needed. But of course, it didn't take long for us to start running out of Squirt. Thankfully, as it was just the first floor, we managed to get through it without running out. Going on to the Mega Mover maze, obviously I need 6 more of them to complete my toon task, but only 4 of them are in here. But I'll be a little closer to completing it. And for once, I managed to not get hit by a single cog, and we ended up getting sound and drop gags for this next floor. With a few fires being used on these big starting cogs, of course I'll bring my expertise with my tiny feather for some tune-up. I really do need to do some CEOs if I want to get more fires for these situations. Now we got some drop and sound, at least we could do some more combos, although it's not really great when everything just decides to miss anyway, and we ended up taking damage a lot more than I would have expected. We just kept not doing enough damage to them no matter what we did. But thankfully we had tune-up, so it didn't matter too much. It just took a little while longer to get through the floor. The Ice Cubicles floor was pretty easy breezy, and we picked up our last gag tracks of Throw and Trap. Heading into the boiler room now, and we got off to a nice start, giving the boiler some damage and taking out the cogs that came, but we did also take quite a bit of damage ourselves too. We got some tune-up in and some Squirt before he decided to take away our throw gags, but not to worry, we got one more round of Squirt before he went on to defense mode. We got all of our remotes onto the cogs and then just kept hitting them a little bit each round until eventually they just damaged each other enough and the boiler got fired up again. We all just used birthday cakes and a wedding cake on the boiler, and then he took it away from us. So we had to switch to using Squirt again, but he did so much damage to us again and we were getting kind of low. And obviously now more cogs were here again, so we had to put more remotes. The cogs did tune us up though, and we tuned each other up, and thankfully the boiler only took away our drop this time. And I may have actually been the only one that had drop. I didn't see anyone else using it anyway. We sounded the rest of the cogs away before being able to use Throw again on the boiler. He was almost defeated by this point, and while he was still hitting us for a chunky amount, just one more lot of Squirt was enough to finish him off. It wasn't too difficult of a final fight actually, we all worked pretty well together, and I completed 2 of my toon tasks for the controlled chip and the prize joke from the boiler, so that was a win, and I got closer to finishing my other 2 tasks as well. The remotes I got were a 3-star damage remote, a 1-star healing remote, and a 1-star damage remote. I headed back to the Sailbot hideout to hand in my toon tasks, and I finally got a LAFF boost! Thank you, Dr. Googly Boogly. I'm now 127 LAFF out of 140. I also got my blue sleuth. I can't say blue sleuth. Blue sleuth. I also got my blue sleuth stamp. We have to say it slow. I can't say that fast. Try saying it fast. So now I have 4 out of the 10 stamps needed for my next badge. I picked up 2 new tasks for my green and pink sleuth stamps, where one of the tasks was just to simply get a contact list from name droppers, so I thought the best place for that would be in Daisy Gardens, because there's a lot of Sailbots. But there actually happened to be a name dropper invasion happening at that very moment, so that made it even easier, and I only had to fight 3 name droppers before I completed the task. I went to visit Artie for my other task, which I would not say is as easy as the name droppers. I needed to defeat 30 Mr. Hollywoods. And when I went back to hand in my name dropper task, I needed to defeat 50 level 8 plus cogs in buildings, which would definitely take longer than you would think, and I haven't done cog buildings in a long time. I wanted to have a little break before getting back into fighting cogs again, so I joined a trolley group on Toon HQ where somebody needed to play Spotlight Search twice for their Toon task. But what we didn't know is that Trolley Tracks was actually happening. So we ended up playing so many different games and we kept having to vote on what we wanted to play. But we were committed to the cause at this point, so we went until we finally got Spotlight Search. Not just once, but twice. And I kept being the one that has to find the other people and I get stressed about it. But it was very fun. I really liked the group that we were with, trying to go on this one mission for this one person. It was very fun. So after my little break, my sister actually wanted to hop on and play, and we both needed a field office, and she had never done a 3-star one before, so we joined a group with Mega Snoop, which, fun fact, it wasn't actually Mega Snoop, and I am the most gullible person to ever live. But nonetheless, we headed inside the field office. We got throw, drop, and lure to start off with, which was a better combo than the field office earlier. Recently in field offices, it's just me that has drop for some reason. But because a few of us did, it meant we could do some easy lure, throw, and drop combos the whole way through. We did take a bit of damage from the higher cogs along the way, and we didn't have tune-up yet, and the lure kept on missing as well, which wasn't helping the situation. However, Muffin the Doodle did come out to give us a bit of health, and also Madam Chuckle, but we didn't finish the round in the best shape ever. In the Mega Mover maze, I also got hit by a speedy name dropper, but otherwise we were all okay, and we got sound and trap gags. Sadly no tune-up though, it would have been a good time for it. Especially since the beginning of the next cog round, the gags just kept missing as well. We were having a rough time. We were mainly just trying to use all of our trap and lure and then some drop to finish them off. Fake Mega Snoop brought out Clerk Clara to help us clear some of the big cogs, and somehow Kitty Snack got down to just 22 LAFF. Of course, my Doodle Rainbow did nothing to help as always. But Flippy was called to save the day and we finished the floor. The ice game was all fine. I did take a couple of hits from the cogs, but nothing the tune-up between floors couldn't fix. And so we made it to the boiler. Of course we started off as always with the throw and the squirt gags on the boiler, with him hitting us back a bit as well and then taking away our tune-up gags to hinder us already. We were all getting low, so Flippy had to come back and save the day once more, before the boiler also took away our throw gags, just before all the cogs joined in. We put our remotes on them, and then the boiler also took away our lure as well. I don't remember seeing him having taken this many different gag tracks away from us so fast. Thankfully, we wouldn't take damage anyway, and we all just used some little gags on the cogs before having to restock our squirt gags, which of course, the boiler proceeded to take away. What is going on? The boiler became fired up, and so we used sound to take out the remaining cogs before the boiler very kindly decided to take away our throw gags again. So now we had no throw or squirt available to be used on this fired up round. Really bad timing. Literally all we could do was use a bit of sound on him, but that didn't do a whole lot to be honest, but it was the only thing possible. The cogs returned as he went on defense again, we used our remotes, and now he took away our sound gags too. Literally anything we used today, the boiler is just like, nope. That's enough of that. We restocked our sound and used a little bit of squirt to keep the cogs at bay. We were actually doing well with our strategy this whole time, but the boiler was just on one today. I don't know what's going on. Finally, it was time to hit him again. So we just had to throw the boiler, but thankfully the cogs did end up taking each other out, so that was fine. We really needed to make some more progress, so I used a gag up throw so we could use more cakes because we had run out. And because of that, we ended up doing 2 rounds of cakes and he was defeated. This was for sure one of the more tricky boiler rounds I've had in a while. He just wanted to take everything from us, but of course we made it through in the end. I finally completed my 10 Mega Movers task and got 17 out of 30 Mr. Hollywoods, and got a 3-star healing remote and a 2-star healing remote. I went back to Dr. Googly Moogly to hand in my Toon task, and I got my teal stamp, so I'm up to 5 out of 10 on my way to my next badge now. I picked up a new Toon task for my red stamp, and I needed to defeat a factory 4-man. Me and my sister just decided to duo a short scrap factory, because we both didn't actually need any merits, so we just wanted to get it done quickly. We defeated the 4-man, and so I went to hand it in and find out what much worse task I was gonna get next, but surprisingly it wasn't as bad as I thought. Very random though, I needed to get 2,850 Sailbot merits. Just after I said that I didn't even need merits, now I do, there we go. Even though you can't get merits from doing the VP, I wanted to finish my Mr. Hollywood task and also make it so that I would actually need merits for a promotion to make it more worthwhile. So I headed into the VP to rescue Clumsy Ned. There were 2 Ubers on my side, and when our sound missed, it could have been the end for them, but thankfully they got pretty lucky with the cog attacks. The rest of the round went more smoothly, and into the Skelly Cog round, the Ubertoons were on the other side, so I just hoped that they would be safe over there. There were some misses for us and also from what I heard on the other side, but everyone was all good, and we not only finished him off, but I also got just 1 Mr. Hollywood away from finishing my task, 29 out of 30. And I also sadly got stuck with needing 8,900 merits now for my version 2.0 Cellbot suit. But it's not the priority right now anyway, so it's fine. It was time to get started on my cog buildings toon task, where I needed 50 level 8+ cogs in them. Me and my sister headed to the brewer in a 5-story building, as I thought that could have a hefty amount of the big cogs in there, but still be manageable for the 2 of us. And from the first building, I got 15 of the cogs needed. I then had the thought maybe it would be a good idea to just finish off the Mr. Hollywood task, so I can see if I can get another task to go along with the buildings one. And I found I actually had a single cog summon for 1 Mr. Hollywood, so we defeated it and then the task was done. I handed it in and I got a task for 88 piano keys from Cellbots in cog buildings, which you would think that it does go great with my other task, but I was actually helping out my sister too and she needed lore bots in buildings, so for her sake we headed into another lore bot 5-story building, where this time I got a whole 8 cogs for my task, so not as successful as the first one. We decided to change to a Donald's Dreamland building instead, in the hopes of more level 8+ cogs. And in this building, we got a grand total of 7 cogs. So clearly it was not the luckiest day for my task, but we did get a bronze star each, even if the cogs did already take over the first building we did. My sister only needed 6 more lore bots, so we did a couple more tiny buildings and I gained 1 more level 8+ cog. And you know what? The rest is gonna have to wait until next time. We did have a pretty successful day though. I gained a LAFF point and we completed quite a few of our tasks today, and I had a lot of fun doing it. I really hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. It would really make my day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!